Welcome back to another session. This is another subtopic of the thermodynamics, and this is steady flow energy equation. And there is one example of the question I would like to solve with you and go through with you together. Make sure your calculators and your book is ready. Now, before I will start, let me write down the formula for the steady flow energy equation. So we have our Q minus W, which is equal to the mass flow rate here, and I have into brackets our H2 minus H1 plus half of the entrance of the velocity outlet minus velocity inlet. All right, all squared. So this squared plus gravity multiplied by the height minus the inlet of the height. Now with this we have the heat, we have the work, and we also have the mass flow rate multiplied by the enthalpy. And don't forget that enthalpy is equal to the U plus PV over here. And as you can see, this PV is coming from work as usual. Alright, so anytime you have H1 here, that means we have U1 plus P1 V1. That's what it implies. So if it is H2, we're going to have H2 is equal to U2 plus P2 V2 over here too as well. Now with the rules governing this, anytime this is in kilo, that means all of them too must be in what? Must be in kilo. So with this, after you get it, make sure it's in kilo. This one too is in kilo. If this one too is in kilo, or when you want to multiply the kilo through, you can multiply it through by them two together. So this one is steady flow energy equation. Now, why is it a steady flow equation? For steady flow equation, it uses either a turbine, a diffuser, or we can also use a boiler too as well, nozzles. Then that's typically an example of all these things. So let's solve the question together, then we see how far we go. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, let's write our data down. Okay, so let's start from this. So a steam turbine receives a steam flow of 4.35 kilogram per second. So let's write down our data. Okay, so we have our mass flow rate being 4.35 here kilogram per second. We are having our power, so it's in kilo, right? So that's our work here, which is equal to 500 kilowatts here too as well. Then the heat loss from the casing is negligible, so that means at this point our Q is equal to 0. Then last not the least, calculate the change in specific enthalpy across the turbine when the velocity at entrance is 60 meter per second. So we are going to have our velocity inlets. We normally use the C to represent them. Yeah, so we have C1 to be equal to 60 Alright, meter per second. Then the next one, we have C2, which is equal to 360 meter per second. The inlet of the pipe is 3 meters. So the inlet of the pipe is what? Is Z1, which is equal to 3m over here. Now from the question, it says calculate the change in specific enthalpy. So you can see that change in specific enthalpy here is equal to our H2 minus H1 over here too as well. So let's solve this question together. So first of all, before you solve it, let's deal with it. Now, from the equation, this is the equation of whatever was given. Alright, so you can see that from this, you were given your mass, you were given your work. So you're supposed to calculate for what change in specific um, enthalpy. So let's put this here together. So you have our Q minus W here is equal to the mass B multiplied by our what? Our change in H here, then plus our half over here. That is our C2 squared minus C1 squared. Alright, plus G here, open bracket. So Z2 will be 0 minus, and we have Z1 to be what? 3. Now our Q was neglected, so we have 0 over here minus, then our work output, so that means it's positive, right? So we have 500 here kilowatts. So don't forget it's in kilo, which is equal to what's our mass? Our mass is 4.35 here. Then we bring this one here too as well. We have change in H here, plus we have half. What about C2? C2 is 360 squared minus 60 squared here. And what's our gravity? 9.81 multiplied by minus 3 here. Okay. Then next, don't forget that we have 4.35 here is in kilo, right? Kilowatts. So we can divide this one by this to get it in what? To get it in specific enthalpy form. So we're gonna have negative 500 here divided by 4.35 is equal to change in H plus, so we have half here 360 squared minus 60 squared here, then plus 9.81 multiplied by negative 3 here too as well. So if you divide this by this, you're now going to have minus 114 here, 0.943, okay, which is equal to change in H plus, so 360 squared minus 60 squared divided by half. We're going to have 63 too as well. So let's do it together. So we are having 360 squared minus 60 squared, then divided by 2. We're going to get 63,000. Alright. So since we have 63,000, that means it's in kilo form. Don't forget that. So you're going to have 63 over here, then plus, let's see this too as well. So we have 9.81 multiplied by negative 3. So we are going to have 29. negative 29 point what 43 here. But since we have it there, guess what? Send it to kilo 2 as well. So you're gonna have something like negative, alright. So over here, we're gonna have negative 0.0294 here as well because it's in kilo. Don't forget that. Then next, what are you gonna do? So let me erase this one from it. Uh-huh. Okay. So I think we are good to go. So I'm gonna have minus 114.943, which is equal to change in age. I'm gonna have 63. Now this is going to be negative. So 63 minus 0.0294. We're gonna have plus 62.971. So you bring this one here. So you're gonna get change in age is equal to negative 114.943 right here. Okay, and then minus, all right, so minus 62.971. We'll have our change in age to be equal to minus 1 7. Okay, so minus 114.943 minus 62.971. So minus 177.9 here. So kilojoule kg, because he asked for specific, so that's why I have it here. So this is the final answer. Thank you very much.